Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome here on Crypto Hash Review, where we educate and disseminate information about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies from a Muslim perspective. We have a question. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Hope you are well. Alhamdulillah, I am doing well, my friend. I am doing well. Inshallah, brother, I hope you can help me. I hope I can help you too. I was considering entering the Bitcoin crypto market, and I have watched many of your videos regarding the Bitcoin. Very good. However, I'm not sure about the halal aspects of things. So we've mentioned a whole 57 video series about stating the case why it's halal. So refer specifically to those ones, but especially the video where we actually state the actual hukum of Bitcoin. Anyway, if I can give an example, so he has a particular sword on his head, situation in his head. If I put £100 in the bank, and then by whatever method, the bank turns this into £101, this will be considered usury or riba. Now, yes and no. Yes and no. So when you deposit money into the bank account, effectively the bank account gives you, I guess you could say, a note that they owe you X amount of money. So you've actually deposited a loan. So when you give money to a bank, you've actually given bank a loan, and then they give you interest on that loan. Whether they, now this what you said here kind of alludes to the fallacy that most people have, is that banks use your money for whatever, and then they pay you a share of the profits. It's not how it is. Wallahi, this is not how it is. Banks, you're not a partner in their business. You are giving them a loan, and even if they make no money, they still must give you interest. It is a interest-bearing loan. Remember that. When you deposit your money into the bank, even if you tell the bank, I don't want interest, it is still an interest-bearing loan. It's part of the contract. All they do is they just keep the interest that it's supposed to give you, but it's an interest-bearing loan. That's basically what it is. So yeah, it doesn't matter what they do with the money. Even if they did nothing with the money, they still owe you that 1% or whatever that they're going to give you. And technically the word usury, the kuffar, the Christians, they use the word usury was invented to separate extortionate interest rates compared to small interest rates. This was when they were struggling themselves with the whole concept of interest. And it's ironic to believe that the Christians actually shared with us the same belief that interest was forbidden and it was a major sin. But due to pressure from whatever, they decided to relax that rule until eventually the rule is removed. But they basically, what they state, the first step to relax the rule of interest was to call usury an extortionate amount, 10%, 20%, whereas a small amount, 1%, was not usury. That was how they did it. So that word has a function, has a reason, but that's a historical context. That's where that word came from. Anyway, riba is what it is. Riba is what it is. This is quite clear now. I have, so this is quite clear. Now, if I have 1 Bitcoin and over a period of say 6 months, this turns into 1.5 Bitcoin, is this not usury, riba? As well, I hope this message reaches you and you can answer, please. Anyway, so now the way it works is that when you buy Bitcoin, again, this is the issue of the price action of Bitcoin. When you buy Bitcoin, if I bought 1 Bitcoin and I put that 1 Bitcoin into my wallet, I will always have 1 Bitcoin. It will never, ever increase. If I have 1 Bitcoin in my wallet, it will remain 1 Bitcoin. And this is why Bitcoin is a pristine source of, store of value, because you will never, ever lose that 1 Bitcoin. You will always have 1 Bitcoin. However, the price of that Bitcoin in other systems, whether it be other currencies or other commodities or whatever, the price and the purchasing power of that Bitcoin isn't fixed. Like, nothing is fixed in reality. Gold isn't fixed, silver isn't fixed, price of houses isn't fixed. There is nothing in planet Earth, and there is nothing in the history of mankind that will always and has always remained the same price. Nothing. It doesn't exist, because prices is a conceptual thing based on people's perception of something. So Bitcoin might be worth 55,000 now because people perceive it to be that case. Actually, people perceive it to be more, but the market perceives it to be that case. That's what the market's come to. If the price increases, because the market is giving it more value. If it decreases, the opposite. But in terms of the value of that one Bitcoin, it will change. So to answer your question very quickly, yeah, you will never increase your Bitcoin, but you could. You could deposit your Bitcoin onto a platform like BlockFi, for example, and they will increase your Bitcoin for you. So you can actually get a yield, an income on your Bitcoin. So your one Bitcoin is now becoming 1.1, 1.2, 1.35, 1.35, and 1.56, and so on. It will increase your Bitcoin. But the way it works on BlockFi is that they use your Bitcoin as collateral for interest-bearing loans. So yeah, you can't put your money on BlockFi to earn an income because it's an interest-bearing loan, and riba is haram in al-Islam. So yeah, you could, on the flip side, deposit your Bitcoin onto a platform that uses your money for trade, and they give you income on that trade, or a share of the profits on that trade, with the fact that you could also lose you might lose some of your money. Depends on how it works, how the trade goes. If the trade is successful, you earn. If the trade is unsuccessful, you lose. Then that's just a normal trade. That's a normal partnership. That's fine. But the point is, just having Bitcoin on its own doesn't increase the actual Bitcoin. You need to actually use it for trade to actually increase your Bitcoin. May Allah bless you and give you plenty Bitcoin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.